Hello everyone, it is time for Into the Dell, my weekend video cast. Ooh, I dropped my pen, but it's okay. I don't need it now. I made my notes. I don't know if you're allowed to see my notes or not, but I made my notes. So yeah, this is Into the Dell, we're into February now. So got some events I'll be watching this weekend, even though we don't have the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is next weekend. So, that being said, I've got WWE Royal Rumble coming. So you may hear me cough from time to time. I apologize ahead of time. Some got a hold of me. I got sick. I was supposed to go out this afternoon with some people, and I decided not to because I don't want to give anybody my cold. And this is my second day having the cold, so it kind of feels worse today than what it did yesterday. So maybe rest up and do what I gotta do here, and then maybe tomorrow I'll feel better. But anyway, I got the Royal Rumble to watch tonight. I'm looking forward to that, and then the Grammys tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I like the Grammys, so it's gonna be a great weekend. So let's, even though I got a head cold, so we're gonna start with the recap of WWE plus some shopping items, weekly ranking, sports talk, and nerd talk, and more. So there you go. It was a warmer week this week, so there was a plus on that. Might have been how I got my cold though. Because, like, we went from really, really cold to, like, 40s, 50s. So, I'm thinking that probably aggravated my being, I guess. Aggravated my body, and it's decided to attack me. So, here we go. Yay. But yes, it was a warmer week this week than last week, so that's a plus. Like I said, downside is I got sick, and like everybody at the place where I work, they're getting sick too, and it's not just that place. It's all the way through Missouri. For as I know, people are getting sick throughout the state, so here we go. It's either the flu, or it's a little bit of COVID, or it's a head cold. I'm thinking mine is a head cold. So, there you go. There's some frost outside this morning. My car was frosted despite the 40, 50 degree weather, but it should be warming up now. Sun's coming out, so there's that. And then the downside for the news right now, other than listening to the president and all the politics that are going on right now, I don't like politics, as you all know, so I'm not getting into any of that. But we went from the fires of California to now having 2 plane crashes in the last couple of days. One plane crash in D.C. and one plane crash in Philadelphia. So, as always, my thoughts and prayers go out to them. That's really gotta suck. So, like I said, thoughts and prayers definitely go out to them. On the flip side, Angela and I, so we're talking some good news now. Angela and I, despite being sick, like she was sick last week, I'm sick this week. We're changing it up. But Angela and I are going to go to Kansas City Planet Con in March. She got tickets. She found out that a member of NSYNC was going to be there, so that was enough for her to get. She's going to get tickets anyway, but that was enough to finish off the deal for us to get tickets. So she's got the tickets for us for that, and then I got tickets for us for a tea party in Knob Noster that same weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. I actually invited Jason, or Martha Eve Maynor, and Mary Lee to that event as well. I don't know if they're going to go or not, but I did invite them, so told them about the event. It's not an event that I'm putting on, but we still figured, it'd be nice to see them at the event as well. So, so now the WWE recap from last week. We first got to talk about the Saturday Night Live event. Though I don't really want to get too much into that because it's already been about a week ago. I'm just going to say Rhea Ripley looked really good against Nia Jax. Lifting her up like that a few times. Because Nia Jax is not a light lady by any means. And for Nia Jax to go up in the air that many times by Rhea Ripley, that is just incredible. So I've got to tip my hat to Rhea Ripley on that one. Of course, Rhea won, so she retains her title. And now Nia Jax is setting her eyes on someone else because she lost. So then we shift gears. The ladder match for tonight's event, the Royal Rumble between RKO and Cody Rhodes. They finished basically making that ladder match official on the WWE Saturday Night Live. Both titles were hung up into the sky, more or less, and they're getting ready for that ladder match. Shawn Michaels took the... he made sure both guys signed the contract and hoisted the... he had the titles hoisted up into the sky. So, of course, Michaels has still got it. He still delivered sweet chin music to RKO, so he deserved it. But that was really cool. Gunther. Jimmy Uso takes on Gunther. And Jimmy comes up short. He did everything he could possibly do that I can think of, and Gunther still won. Which makes me think, too, with the thing going on with Gunther right now, they're trying to make Gunther into, like, the Bill Goldberg of our era. Because, I mean, the dude was flat out beat. He was beat. I don't see how him or anybody else would have kicked out of a lot of that, and he still did. So that's my way of thinking. It's basically they're making Gunther the modern day Bill Goldberg. So, I mean, he's not undefeated like Bill Goldberg, but the idea. He's had so many consecutive wins in a row. And like I said, there's matches that he just probably should have lost or come up short, and he still wins them anyway. So, it makes me wonder if that's not what they're kind of making Gunther's character into. Just more or less a more villainish Bill Goldberg. But, anyway, we move from Saturday Night Live event to Monday Night Raw. And Sami Zayn is still trying to find a place, or find his place, I guess. He doesn't really know where he belongs yet. I think he's still trying to find out who he is, kind of thing. At least that's how the storyline looks to me, anyway. And so, like I said, he looks conflicted after the talk that he had with Kevin Owens. I think that talk was last week, when Kevin Owens tried to get him to help him in the ladder match coming up today or tonight. So we'll have to play it out and see if Sami Zayn really does come to the aid of Kevin Owens, but hopefully he doesn't. But yeah, he's trying to find his place, so he will be in the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins was giving him props for doing that, even though he still is kind of questioning the Luma kick that Sami Zayn accidentally gave Seth Rollins a week prior. So there's that going on. It looked like he forgave Sami Zayn, but doing more or less, he's still got to try to figure things out, which we kind of know. Of course, everybody's still talking about the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn, of course, he's going to be in it. Jey Uso is going to be in it. Seth Rollins, Gunther. I think Gunther's going to be in it, even though Gunther has a belt. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I guess he's going to be in there anyway. Maybe he wants to challenge Cody Rhodes and have both belts, which will be kind of interesting. Not saying he can't do that. But, and then, of course, as we know, CM Punk is going to be in it. John Cena is going to be in it. So, Rey Mysterio is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I would say the guys from New Day, they're going to be in the Royal Rumble. In fact, naming Rey Mysterio, I would say all of the LWO will probably be in the Royal Rumble as well. Whether in the men's or the women's, but I think all of them will participate in one of the Royal Rumbles or the other. So, that'll be fun. And speaking of Rey Mysterio, he beat Xavier Woods last Monday. Woods was in his hometown of Atlanta, and at least I'm pretty sure it was Atlanta. And his family turned on him. Woods' family. They brought out New Day Sucks t-shirts. They didn't show up at first, but then later on into the match, they finally shown up and they were wearing those shirts and more or less showing their disdain for Woods and Kofi Kingston. So, which, saying that, I'd say Big E is probably going to be in the Royal Rumble as well. He'll probably be taking on his teammates in that and seeing where he'll end up. But after Rey Mysterio won the match, he then went back over to Woods' family, and he himself put on a New Day Sucks t-shirt. So I would say that feud between the LWO and the New Day are not over yet, not by a long shot. So we'll see what happens there, especially for, what's going on tonight at the Royal Rumble. There's also a tag team match between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Naomi and Bianca Belair. Bianca pinned Liv at one time, but Dirty Dom got involved with a distraction. Bianca then went to take out Dominic Mysterio. While Raquel took out Naomi. And Liv Morgan pinned Naomi right after that to get the victory. Which would cause some more feuds to happen on SmackDown between these four. But we'll get into that. So, Sami Zayn then took on Drew McIntyre. It was actually a really good match all the way through. I am not going to lie. I loved it. Of course, it didn't end. It ended the way we kind of thought it would. Zayn would go on to lose to Drew McIntyre. Then McIntyre started taking out his frustrations on Sami Zayn, which caused Cody Rhodes to come out and help out Sami Zayn. But this would be short-lived. Because KO would come out and then he would beat on Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre would then come back and beat on Cody Rhodes also. Zayn was sent up for a Haluma kick, but he accidentally got Rhodes, and that would pretty much end that feud for the night. So now, again, we don't know what's going on in we don't know what's going on in Sami Zayn's mind at the moment. I think he's still a little conflicted coming into the Royal Rumble. So we'll see where his stuff truly lies. Or see if his friends are finally getting tired of him accidentally giving them the Kaluma kick and decide to take revenge on him. Time will tell. We shall see tonight. But I'm actually hoping that Sami Zayn makes it through the Royal Rumble quite a ways anyway. I'm kind of thinking CM Punk is going to win it. And that seems to be where they're hinting at. Because at the end of Raw last night, or Raw this week, Cody Rhodes is still in the ring after this feud went down, and he was basically saying how he still has the title, and he's going to keep it after the ladder match, and he's getting everybody all hyped up because, you know, he's in Georgia, which is his hometown. That's when CM Punk comes out. He says, hey, we're good friends, you and I, you know. We've been friends for a while. I'm out here to help you. Cody Rhodes is more or less saying, I don't need your help. I don't want your help. And then that's when CM Punk gives his prediction to Cody Rhodes, saying, like, well, right now, you're probably going on a lot of lack of sleep right now because you're probably thinking about this ladder match at the Royal Rumble with a really ticked off Kevin Owens, a bad son of a bitch, and a mad SOB. And yeah, so the two, like I said, they don't really get into fist fight, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. They just kind of talk back and forth. So basically Cody Rhodes is saying, like, well, I still think you're still going to beat KO, but the thing of it is you're still going to be tired, you're still going to be frustrated, or well, not frustrated, but tired, lack of sleep, you know, missing your family and all of that because you don't really have time to be with them and all of that. But he says, then I've got good news for you. The good news is someone is going to finally beat you, and that's the good news. And then that's when Cody Rhodes looks at him and says, okay, well then what's the bad news? And then he says, well, I'm going to be the one that beats you. More or less because he's going to be the one that wins the Royal Rumble, and then he's going to challenge Cody Rhodes. And he says, but unlike your so-called friends, I'm not going to try to stab you in the back. I'm actually going to hit you up in the front, which is why I'm giving you this warning. So things are getting interesting, and they don't stop, because on SmackDown, we see Kevin Owens coming out. He takes his quote-unquote title and leaves after he goes out there and talks to the, I forgot his name now, but the SmackDown announcer. So he takes his quote-unquote title down, and he's walking away, but he says, but I'm going to win that title, pointing at the one that Cody Rhodes has right now. To which CM Punk comes out, and he says, hey, you know what, you said that I'm looking past you, and I'm not looking past you. Okay, he goes, if you win, congrats, champ, but you won't be the champ for long. So, more or less, once again, CM Punk is saying that he is going to be the one that's going to win the Royal Rumble. Will he? We'll see, but I wouldn't bet against him at the moment. He's definitely a possibility. I could definitely see him doing it, especially now that he's already calling his shot. I could see him probably doing it. Then later on, we have Chelsea Green versus Michelin. Chelsea Green is wearing Wonder Woman wrestling tights, and Michelin is wearing green wrestling tights. I mean, I was thinking maybe more or less like she's trying to look like a DC villain with the green. But she said no, or she told, I guess, the announcers that she was wearing green, so that way Chelsea Green would see green. Okay. Anyway, so the match goes on. Michelin is basically kicking Green's ass, as expected. Niven gets involved and save Green. But Niven is taken out for her troubles by B-Fab. Then Green gets a kendo stick and causes a disqualification, but Michelin grabs the kendo stick from her and uses it on her herself. So this feud has not ended yet. It's going to continue. I would say they're probably going to end that one at WrestleMania. Chances are we're going to see a Chelsea Green versus Michelin at WrestleMania for that title. Might end up being a cage match. Who knows? But anyway, Charlotte Flair did another promo saying how she's going to be in the Royal Rumble and how she's going to win the whole thing. We shall see. I don't see her winning it, but I do say that she's definitely going to be in it, and she's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. But I also know that I think, from what I've seen anyway, the man is going to be in there too. So I could see Becky Lynch taking away her dreams yet again, and at the same time, I would say too, I think Jade Cargill is going to be in that match as well, so I could definitely see Jade Cargill being a threat too if she comes in. Time will tell. But yeah, so it's going to be quite the Royal Rumble tonight. Damian Priest confronts Tama Tonga. Well, actually, from what I understood, Tama Tonga and Font2 actually confronted Damian Priest, and Damian Priest said, okay, more or less said, okay, let's go. You know that I'm a guy who knows how to street fight, and then next thing you know, he lays out Tonga with a kick. So now it's just Font2 and Damian Priest at a stare down. This will be short-lived because Tonga comes back, and there was a 2-on-1 versus Damian Priest, but LA Knight comes out and makes it a more even playing ground. So now there'll be a tag team match later on. Then we have an 8-man tag team match. Pretty Deadly and DIY versus Motor City and Angel and Bordeaux. Which case Angel and Berto end up leaving. They walk out on Motor City machine guns. But Chris Sabin and his tag team end up winning. So Motor Machine Guns get it done anyway without Angel and Berto. So there's that. They're still getting that push from WWE right now, the Motor City Machine Guns. Olympic gold medalist and Indiana Pacers Tyrese Halberton. He joins Pat McAfee, and they're talking about, of course, being in Indiana for SmackDown. And then Halberton says more or less that he might appear at the Royal Rumble, so we'll see. Liv versus Naomi. So now we are continuing that feud that they had on Monday Night Raw. Liv and Naomi. So Liv has already said or stated earlier that she is going to have her World Domination Tour where she's going to take all the ladies' titles. I don't really see her doing that, but I mean, there again, she did say she was going to get revenge on Mommy, and she ended up doing that. So time will tell. But her tour would not start tonight because Raquel Rodriguez tried to interfere in the match, but Naomi got help from the EST, so the EST was there as well, and there's a couple roll-ups, and Naomi ended up being on the winning side of one of those roll-ups. That would be the deciding factor, so Naomi took the win. And then Tiffany Stratton came out. She's talking to McAfee. Candice LeRae came out and interrupted. She's more or less a decoy. Nia Jax is trying to get a surprise hit. But got Candice LeRae by accident. This is like the third time she's got Candice by accident. So now you got to be wondering if Candice is starting to think that this might be intentional. But I mean, I think if I were her, I think I would be kind of wondering right about now. But nevertheless, Nia Jax is still got the drop on Tiffany Stratton, making her point very clear that she might, in fact, if she wins the Royal Rumble, she may go after Tiffany Stratton, which is what I'm kind of thinking is probably going to happen for WrestleMania. It'll probably be Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Then we get into LA Knight and Damian Priest talking about their tag team match against Tama Tonga and Fatu. So while they're R-Truth, he sees Priest out there, and he talks to him, and of course he thinks he's on Raw, which, I mean, if you understand R-Truth, you'll know the jokes. Priest tells R-Truth not to change. But yeah, so then we get into the tag team match between Knight and Priest versus Tonga and Fatu. Priest would end up winning the match with the South of Heaven on Tonga after he got furious and took his thing off, and then he just did his thing. But then Fatu comes out of nowhere and takes out Priest after Fatu had a collision down below that everybody thought took Fatu out, but Fatu's still alive and kicking, so now the new bloodline seems to still be a problem in SmackDown. Except for now they don't really have a leader, so they're just doing whatever they want, pretty much. So there you go. So saying all of that, I do think that Cody Rhodes will win the ladder match. I do see him beating Kevin Owens and retaining his title. I don't see that changing. I want to say there's a tag team match for that night too, but I forgot what it was. But anyway, and then for the Royal Rumble, for the Men's Royal Rumble, I'm picking CM Punk just because he seems to be the favorite to win at the moment. So I'm kind of leaning towards CM Punk for the men. And then for the women, I don't know. I'm thinking Nia Jax might win it for the women. So time will tell. We shall see, but I think those are my picks. So yeah, we'll see how it goes tonight. Definitely going to be watching. I think it's going to be a good Royal Rumble. And I'm anxious to see who some of their surprises are. So, surprise guests. Or surprise contract signings. And who might be coming back. So, then we get into shopping. And my shopping segment. So now we're going into Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's kicking it off. They have the new orange cream. It's going to be orange and vanilla. It comes out February the 10th. So it will be coming out this month. Kellogg's is coming out with new ice cream flavors for Eggo Waffle. There's going to be 3 different types of pints and 3 different types of ice cream sandwiches. They're going to be buttery maple, blueberry, and chocolatey chip. I think the chocolatey chip would be pretty good. I'm not sure about the other ones. I'm not sure about maple and... well, blueberry would be good too. I'm just not sure about the buttery maple. That's the only one I'm not sure about. But the blueberry and the chocolatey chip may not be too bad. Time will tell. Dr. Pepper is coming back with a soda they had before called Creamy Coconut. That should be coming out sometime this year. Bluebell has just recently come out with a new strawberry toaster pastry ice cream. Well, that's a tongue twister. That should be available right now. Post Malone, of course, he's coming out with his new Oreo salted caramel with shortbread flavor. That should be coming out sometime this month. And Wendy's is coming out with a Girl Scouts Thin Mint Frosty. And that will be coming out February the 21st. And last but not least, Dolly Parton and Duncan Hines, I'm sorry. But they are teaming up to bring some more baking mixes. So they're not done yet, apparently. So there's going to be some new ones coming out. And then that is all I got for shopping as far as that goes. Some new stuff coming out for February. Not quite as big of a list as January, but that's okay. And talking about Hollywood now, my Hollywood segment, we got Lucy Liu in the movie Presence, a horror flick. And I'm kind of excited to see this. The family buys a 100-year-old house from a real estate agent, and family issues begin to unfold from the point of view of a mysterious spirit. The family issues that are going on in the film have to do with child favoritism and communication breakdowns in marriage. So it might be quite interesting. And of course, like I said, it's being told from the point of view of the ghostly presence, hence the name. So the director, Soderbergh, he wore martial arts slippers, and he's following the actors around with a handheld camera in the film to kind of give it its different angle shots as though it is the ghost that's looking at them. So, like I said, I'm really excited. That sounds really good. That came out last week, so I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see that one. That one sounds really good. Other Hollywood news. The show, which Angela and I just got into, it started this week. School Spirits. Well, it didn't start this week, but season 2 came out this week. School Spirits season 2 on Paramount Plus. Basically, we got into it because we saw Peyton List from Cobra Kai was in it. So she's currently playing Maddie Nears, and then that's basically we got hooked because she's playing the ghost in the show, and we figured we'd give it a shot. Currently watching it. We are completely caught up. I don't want to give anything away at all, but it is a really interesting show. So if you're into those ghostly paranormal shows, I definitely give that one 2 thumbs up and say you all need to watch that one. That one's really good. And then last Hollywood news I want to go over, it's kind of a sadder one. Duck Dynasty star Uncle Si was taken to the ER this week after a hunting trip accident. His oxygen level went low. The 76-year-old fell from a boat, from what I gathered, during a hunting trip in Arkansas. They said he just he hit his oxygen tank as he fell and bounced back up. Say more or less try to pass it off as though nothing happened to him. But his buddies Justin Martin and Philip McMillan kind of knew something was going on with him. He was later admitted to the hospital and said to be doing better. So there's that going on. And of course, thoughts and prayers go out to them. And of course, my other shows are back this week, so I'm happy about that. That is Ghost, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, and Matlock. I missed them a lot, those CBS shows, and I'm glad they're back on Thursday nights, so that gives me something to look forward to. Now let's get into sports. We're talking Boston Celtics. After their loss to the Lakers, Boston then went on to beat the Mavericks 122-107. They lost to the Rockets 114-112. Beat the Bulls 122-100. And then won their last game in New Orleans against the Pelicans 118-116. And this game, Tatum scored 27 points. Jaylen Brown scored 28 points. Zingis scored 16 points, and Derek White scored 16 points. Also, Tatum got, not only did he get his 27 points, but he also got 10 assists. So Jason Tatum also got a double-double in that game. So that was really cool. Trey Murphy the third from that New Orleans team, he would score 40 points against the Celtics. So he gave a really good solo performance there. That 24-year-old, he was kicking ass and taking names, but the Celtics were able to overcome his performance and win that game. So there you go. Hats off to the Celtics for getting the job done. They are 34-15 and second in the East right now. And they have their game tomorrow night at 5 o'clock against the Philadelphia 76ers. So let's go Boston. Let's go Boston. All right, so now we go to Missouri basketball. Mizzou, after their Texas loss, they are now ranked number 20 in basketball, and they beat number 23 Ole Miss 83-75 in their last game. Ole Miss gave off a good team effort. They had Malik Dia. He scored 17 points with 8 rebounds. Matthew Morrell scored 12 points with 6 rebounds. And Sean Padulia scored 15 points on 6 assists. So, hell of a team effort, but Missouri was able to overcome that. Tamar Bates got 26 points, and Caleb Grill got 22 points. And Missouri also averaged about 37 rebounds in that game. Well, got about 37 rebounds in that game. So, a hell of a rebounding game for Mizzou. And now they will face today. Number 20, Mizzou will take on number 14, Mississippi State. So, we will see how that goes. See if Mizzou could keep it going or if they're going to lose to a bigger ranked school. Then talking about the KC Mavericks, the Division II hockey team. They are currently 26-11 right now. They are number 2 in the Western Conference. And after, they won their last game against Tahoe Night Monsters 5-3. So KC is now 3-1 in their last game. So way to go, KC Mavericks. Meanwhile, the Kraken, the Division I school that owns the Mavericks. I think I said Division I school, but the Division I, or how do you want to say it? The league, Seattle Kraken, that owns the KC Mavericks. They're not doing so hot. After their loss to the Capitals last week that I mentioned, they would go on to beat the Penguins 4-1, but they lose to the Oilers 4-2, lose to the Ducks 6-4, and then they would beat the Sharks 6-2. So they're kind of averaging out in their last couple of games. They're kind of like 500 on their last game since the Capitals, but it's not really helping them gain any ground. They're currently 23-27 with 3 ties, and whereas they're playing tomorrow night against the Flames, who are 25-18-7. So things do not look good necessarily for the Kraken, but maybe they can come away with a couple more wins and get back into it. Time will tell. And then WNBA, they have some really exciting news this week. Satu Salbali, I hope I said that right. She went to the Mercury. That's a big move there. Her and Kalani Brown, they're both with the Mercury. Ty Harris, Nylissa Smith, the number 8 pick, I believe, from the Fever, and the rights to Micaiah Harrington, those went to the Wings, and then Sophia Cunningham, and the number 19 pick. I want to say that one might have been the Mercury, but I'm not sure. No, I think the number 19 pick came from the Wings. But anyway, that will be going to the Fever. So, Sophia Cunningham coming to the Fever. That's awesome news for them. I'm starting to become a Fever fan now. So, as I said in my last video, I was really rooting for Vegas for a while, but I'm kind of nothing was necessarily set in stone, and more that I see Indiana play and everything, I'm starting to become a big time Indiana fan. So there's that. But yeah, so had that trade go on. Derica Hambry, she's currently still suing the Las Vegas Aces, and because she was apparently traded while she's pregnant, so that's kind of a no-no in the WNBA. So she's currently suing the WNBA and Las Vegas, and we'll see how that goes. I think she'll have good ground against the Las Vegas Aces as far as suing them, maybe, but I don't see her winning her lawsuit against the WNBA. Considering that the WNBA has kind of made those teams in charge of their own contracts and what they do and don't do, so I don't see where she's going to be able to sue the league. But time will tell. That's her lawsuit anyway. Caitlin Clark is going to, of course, as we know, she's this weekend she is retiring that number 22 jersey, the Iowa jersey, so they're retiring it. And while she's there, she's also going to be donating $22,000 to charity. So, some different charities. From what I understood, there's going to be different charities in Iowa or around Iowa. So, that is really cool. So, shout out to her for doing that. The Fever, meanwhile, they have also signed Natasha Howard, who was with the Wings last year. So that is kind of a big move. I'm kind of excited about that one. And of course, that trade set up for the Fever to get rid of Smith, which they did later on. And then there's questions around whether Dejanay Harrington is going to the Sky, which would be kind of interesting to see her defensive skills. With Reese and a couple other players there on the Sky. So if that happens, it'll be quite interesting. But time will tell. I mean, right now, that's all just rumors. WNBA All-Star Brianna Jones signed with the Atlanta Dream. I'm not sure where they're going at right there because Jones is kind of a slower player, and I think they wanted to pick up some speed, so I'm not sure where they're going there. They already got Brittany Griner. I think she went to the Dream this week also, or last week, and I don't see where either one of those players are going to give them extra speed on the court. So I don't know what they're doing there, but time will tell. Maybe they got plans that I don't know about. So Courtney Vandersloot also is rumored to be going to the Sky. Again, don't know if those rumors are true or not, but that seems to be the word on the street, I guess. And then Alyssa Thomas is traded to the Mercury, and Kelsey Plum is traded to the LA Sparks. So more key players being moved around. Mercury making some big moves, and of course the LA Sparks. This is a huge move for them, getting Plum. So I'm really excited to see what LA has in store this year. So time will tell on that. And of course, we're not done yet with all these trades, nor are we done yet. And of course, we haven't even started yet with with the rookie class when they come in, so time will tell on that. Also, talking Chiefs and Philadelphia, those Eagles. They are now locked in another Super Bowl. Both teams taking it back. They're going to be in New Orleans. Should be a really good Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I'm a Chiefs fan, but that getting that out of the way, I'm still looking forward to it. I think it should be a really good ball game. You got one team that's really good at stopping the run against a team that loves to run. So there's that. And then on top of that, you've got a Chiefs offense that even though they've been kind of struggling off and on this year, when the Chiefs turn it on, they can be really good. And they're going up against a Philadelphia team that is really good defensively. So time will tell, but this should be a really good matchup. I'm still picking Kansas City, but I might be biased in my pick, so you pick who you want. But there's that. Still looking forward to that. And then, last but not least, we got the Grammys. Since we've already talked about, WWE, we now got to talk about the Grammys on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to the Grammys too. We've got Grateful Dead winning Person of the Year, so I'm excited for Grateful Dead. Really good band. We got some really good nominees for album, including Cowboy Carter by Beyonce, New Blue Sun, Andre 3000, DeJesse Volume 4 by Jacob Collier, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter, who's been a breakout artist this year. The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappelle Rowan. Brat by Charlie XCX. And Hit Me Hard and Fast by Billie Eilish. So, if you want my prediction, here's mine. I think the ladies are going to run the table. As far as, pop music goes, I think the ladies are really going to run the table, at the Grammys. I really got that one locked down between Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish. I think one of those two is going to take album. I'm not sure which one, but I have a feeling one of those two is going to take album. New artist. We got, I'm not sure if I can pronounce that, but we're going to go with it. Cronigan. Sabrina Carpenter, who's got my pick. Shabuzi, Diachi, Teddy Swims, Benson Boone, and Ray. I'm thinking Sabrina Carpenter is probably going to take new artist. If she don't, I say Shabuzi probably will. Best song, we have Fortnite by Taylor Swift, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter, a bar song, Tipsy by Shabuzi, Good Luck Babe by Chappelle Rowan, Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga. So in that one, I'm thinking I'm going to choose... I'm probably going to choose Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. I really like that song. I think that one's really good. That's my favorite of those, so that's the one I'm picking. If I was going to pick one. Oh, and I forgot. Texas Hold'em by Beyonce is also in that category. So, but like I said, I'm still picking Billie Eilish. Birds of a Feather is just a really, really good song, so I got to go with that one. Record, Fortnite by Taylor Swift, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, 360 by Charlie XCX, Now and Then by The Beatles, Good Luck Babe by Chappelle Rowan, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. I'm going to go and say Taylor Swift is probably going to win that one with Fortnite. Either her or Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. Either one of those, I think, are going to take it. Just my opinion. I could see Espresso, though, taking it too by Sabrina Carpenter. Any of those three. Those are my pick. I can't really pick one. So I guess if I was going to pick one, I guess it would be Taylor Swift, Fortnite. I could just see her winning that one. But Billie Eilish and Sabrina Carpenter are definitely a close second. Rap album. Best rap album. The Death of Slim Shady by Eminem, which has got my pick. Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii. Might Delete Later by J. Cole. The Auditorium Volume 1 by Common. And We Don't Trust You by Future. Like I said, I'm picking Eminem on that one. Pop solo performance. Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. Apple by Charlie XCX. Bodyguard by Beyonce. Good Luck Babe by Chappelle Rowan. And Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. I'm actually going to go with Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. She gave a really good performance to that song, so I'm going to go with her. Pop vocal album. Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande. Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. The Torture Poets Department by Taylor Swift. Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappelle Rowan. Hit Me Hard and Fast by Billie Eilish. So, again, I'm thinking it's going to be probably between Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift, and I'm picking Taylor Swift. Pop duo performance. The Boy Is Mine remix. Ariana Grande, Brandy Monica. I'm picking that song, actually. So, the other one is Us by Taylor Swift and Gracie Adams. Guess by Billie Eilish and Charlie XCX. Levi's Jeans by Beyonce and Post Malone. And Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Like I said, I think I'm going to go with the first one, The Boy Is Mine, by Ariana Grande and Brandy and Monica. I think that one is really good, so I'm going to go with that one. Music video, Fortnite by Taylor Swift and Post Malone. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. 360 by Charlie XCX. Houdini by Eminem. Taylor Swift by ASAP Rocky. Of those, I'm thinking Fortnite. Taylor Swift and Post Malone will probably take that one. Next, we have Best African Music Performance. I don't know who to pick there because I don't know those that well, so we're going on. Song written by Visual Media. We have Love Will Survive by Hans Zimmer. Ain't No Love in Oklahoma by Luke Combs. Better Place by Justin Timberlake. It Never Went Away by John Batista. And Can't Catch Me Now by Olivia Rodrigo. I think for this one, I'm going to pick Luke Combs. I like that one. Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. So I'm going to pick that one. Rock albums. Saviors by Green Day. No Name by Jack White. Romance by Fontaines DC. Hackney Diamonds by the Rolling Stones. Dark Matter by Pearl Jam. And Happiness Bastard by the Black Crowes. For this one, I'm taking Green Day. I think they're gonna win that one. Latin pop album. Best rap performance. Oh, well, we got Latin pop album. I don't know anything about it, so we're moving on. Rap performance. Like That by Kendra Lamar. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Nissan Ultima by Diachi. When the Sun Rises Again by Common. Enough by Cardi B. Yeah Glow by Glorilla. And Houdini by Eminem. I'm picking Houdini by Eminem. Country album, Higher by Chris Stapleton. Cowboy Carter by Beyonce. Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves. F1 Trillion by Post Malone. And Whirlwind by Lainey Wilson. I'm actually taking Chris Stapleton in this one for Higher. I think he's got that one. Metal performance. We have Cellar Door by Spirit Box. Screaming Suicide by Metallica. Suffocate by Poppy Knocked Loose. Crown of Thorns by Judas Priest. And Mea Culpa by Georgia. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm taking Metallica on that one for Screaming Suicide. You always got to go with Metallica. Come on, they've been around long enough. I'm going with Metallica. Not even playing around. Best rap song, Carnival by Kanye West. Like That by Kendrick Lamar. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Asteroids by Rapacity. Yeah Glow by Lil Ronnie. For that one, I am going to take Like That by Kendrick Lamar. I like that one. Best dance performance, I'm not sure on that one, so I'm not picking anybody. But I know Billie Eilish is in that, so I know her, but I don't know any of the rest of them, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say I would just be biased because I don't, she's the only one I know, so I don't want to be biased. R&B album, Coming Home by Usher, 1111 by Chris Brown, Revenge by Money Long, and Algorithm by Lucky Days. I'm taking Chris Brown for 1111. I think that one is a good one. R&B song, Ruin Me by Muno Long. Saturn by SZA. After Hours by Kehlani. Burning by Thames. Here We Go by Coco Jones. I'm going to take Ruin Me by Munu Long. Melody rap performance. Spaghetti by Beyonce. 3 a.m. by Iraqi Bradu and Rapacity. Big Mama by Lato. Kehlani by Kehlani, and We Still Don't Trust You by The Weeknd. I'm going to take Spaghetti by Beyonce. I think she did really good on that one. Country song, I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. A bar song, Tipsy by Shabuzi. I Had Some Help by Post Malone. The Architect by Casey Musgraves. And Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. I'm going to take I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. I really like that song. Then we had some dance categories, some alternative categories, global music performance, producer, opera, recording, music theater album, remixed recording, jazz, contemporary, Christian. And then we go into country solo performance. I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. It Takes a Woman by Chris Stapleton. A bar song, Tipsy by Shabuzi. 16 Carriages by Beyonce. And The Architect by Casey Musgraves. I'm taking I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. I might be biased there, but I really like that song. Country duo group performance. Two Most Wanted by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus. Break Mine by Brothers Osborne. Bigger Houses by Dan and Shay. I Had Some Help by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. Come Cowboys Cry 2 by Noah Kahan and Kelsey Ballerini. For that one, I am taking Two Most Wanted by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus. I like that one. That one's good. Soundtrack for visual media, we have Twisters, the album, Saltburn, Maestro, Deadpool and Wolverine, and The Color Purple. I'm taking Deadpool and Wolverine or Twisters, the album. Both of them are really good, so I can't decide there. So there you go. And there's some more categories that I don't know anybody in. Traditional pop vocal, contemporary Christian music, American roots performance. Then we get into score, soundtrack for visual media. Challengers, Dune Part 2, American Fiction, Shogun, and The Color Purple. I'm picking Shogun. Jazz, Instant Album was another category. I don't know anything about it. Nor do I know anything about the rest of these. Arrangement, instrumentals, and vocals, folk song and album, surround sound, American performance, score, soundtrack, which is for interactive media, which is video games, spoken word, album, children's album, and bluegrass. So there's the other categories. I don't know anything about them, but I'm still looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a really good show. I can't wait to see what everybody wears to this thing. And I am kind of being biased, but I'm being biased because I'm picking the artist that I really like. So you pick whoever you want. That's up to you. I'm not going to knock you for it one way or the other. I'm just picking who I like. So nothing against a lot of them. I love Beyonce and all that, but I didn't really pick her that much. Mainly because I think she's come out with some really good albums, but I don't think this last album was her best. I think I've seen better. Just me. But yeah. But I'm not knocking her. I mean, she still had a really good album. I think she's had better. That's why I haven't picked it that high. But there's that. Like I said, I'm looking really forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to WWE. I'm looking forward to the Grammys. Should be a really good weekend. And, of course, next weekend, Super Bowl weekend, I'm looking forward to that, too. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully I get to watch The Presence soon. I think that's going to be a really good movie. I got to talk to Angela and see if we can't go see it. Maybe before it leaves theaters. But I think next week we probably... Either next week or the week after. Well, the week after. That's Valentine's, so we ain't going to talk about it. We'll talk about it later. But there are some more movies coming out later on that I'm definitely interested in. So we'll talk about those later on. And, of course, my next episode, we'll talk a little bit more about Valentine's Day. And then for my rankings for this week, I just decided to do the rankings, like I said. Basically, my picks for the Golden Globes, that will be my picks for the week. So that is that. We're 1 hour in. I think I did a pretty good job here. I don't really have much else to talk about, and I don't want to leave y'all too bored. So there you go. Besides, I got a really bad head cold, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to last before I really start doing stuff on here that I really don't want to. My body fluids are going to get the best of me. Let's just say that. Stuff that you all don't want to see, and I don't want to show you all. So that's all we're going to talk about. It sucks being sick. Let's just say that. So, but yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.